What's up, you guys? It's Andrew Morris here. Today we're going through a intermediate/advanced yoga flow. Hope you enjoy. We're going to begin with 3 rounds of traditional sun salutations. Standing at the top of your mat, inhale your hands to the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, step your right foot back. Allow your knee to touch down. Lengthen through the crown. Then exhale, glide your front foot back and move through a smooth vinyasa through pranam. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step your right foot back up, drop the knee. Exhale, forward fold at the top of the mat. Inhale, reach your hands to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale again, reach, sweep the hands high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, left foot back this time into your lunge. Exhale the right foot back, touch the knees, chest, and chin down. Inhale, lifting through your cobra. Again, not forcing early on in the practice. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, the left foot steps forward into your lunge. Exhale, right foot forward, folding down. Inhale, hands sweep. Exhale, close Namaskar Mudra. Inhale, hands reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, right foot back into the lunge, lengthen crown to the sky. Exhale, left foot back, knees, chest, chin, pranam. Inhale up, Bhujangasana, the Cobra Pose. Exhale, Adho Mukha Shavasana. Inhale, right foot up into the lunge. Exhale, folding forward, forehead to shins. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hands at heart. Again, it's breath movement, so we move quickly to warm the body. Inhale, reach, and then fold. Left leg back on an inhale into the lunge. Exhale, right foot back, moving through pranam, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, lift the heart open. Exhale, glide hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot steps, lunge. Exhale, fold. Breath, movement. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hands at heart. Once more. Inhale, sweep those hands up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, right leg back into the lunge. Exhale, gliding the left foot back, taking pranam. Inhale, heart open. Exhale, back, downward facing dog, building some heat. Right foot steps, lunge. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, hands to the sky. Exhale, hands at heart. Halfway through this salutation, inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, left leg goes back. Exhale, right leg back, again, pranam, the 8-point pose. Inhale, lifting through Bhujangasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha. Inhale, left leg forward, lunge. Exhale, fold at the top of the mat. Inhale, reach the hands to the sky, palms touch. Glue the hands together at the heart. Taking just a moment to recenter and refocus. Connecting to the breath. Take your right hand onto your right thigh and stretch your left hand up and over for a nice side body stretch. Come back through center on an inhale. On an exhale, switch sides, finding length through the whole spine, separating the toes and pushing the earth away with the feet. Come back through center with an inhale, bind the hands together near the glutes, and then take a fold forward, working out the shoulders. Release the hands there. We're coming into a squat. So on an exhale, sink down into the squat. You can sway side to side here, but remember that your breath is always the integral component to a yoga practice. Make sure it's free and deep. Coming out of our squat, go ahead and straighten out the legs, fold forward. And we're going to stretch the hamstrings and IT bands in a little different way. So cross your right foot and ankle, leg in front of your left, and fold on down. And we'll take the other side. So uncross that right leg, and then cross the left leg on top and in front of. Really sinking into this stretch, allowing the work to happen. And releasing the cross, taking a deep forward fold, waking up those hamstrings. Inhale, sweep the hands to the sky, subtle back bend. Close the hands back at heart. Let's step wide on our mat now. And we're going to take a wide-legged forward fold. So reach the hands up. And then on an exhale, descend forward. You can reach out and grab the ankles and help pull yourself deeper into this stretch. Crawling over to the right side, try to put your forehead onto your right shin and breathe. Taking the other side, moving over to the left. Just sinking in as deep as you can. Always when we practice yoga, we want to do what our body allows. Coming back through center, torso rises back up with control and core engagement. And then we're going to take some Skandasana, wide-legged side squats, so you can move each way left and right. You'll see I keep my hands at heart center, or as shown, if you want to take your hands down and help yourself move side to side. Totally cool. At any point during this practice, if you need to modify anything, skip a pose or take a flow off, feel free to do so. Yoga is a practice of organic movement and freedom. Coming back through center, once you've taken a few each way, you can sink back into your forward fold. Taking a few breaths here, really sinking down. And then take your hands down. Left hand plants beneath the head on the earth. Right hand stretches open to the sky. Exhale, set that right hand down where the left was, just beneath the face. Left hand opens high. A lovely twist. Inhale, torso rises, core's engaged all the way. Spinning your right foot to the front of the mat, warrior one. So the back foot's at a 45 degree, you're sinking into the right knee, stretching through the fingertips. Core's engaged, breath is deep. Pyramid pose. Straighten out your front leg and fold on down, forehead to shin. And then bend it into your front knee, drop your back knee to the earth. And if you can, reach back with your right hand and help pull your left heel towards your glutes. This should get a great stretch in the quads and psoas. Releasing the back leg, foot connects to the earth. Straighten out your right leg in the front, folding down for a hammy stretch. And then back into the knee in the front. Sinking into the lunge, and again those half splits, folding down. Opening back up to the wide-legged stance, spiraling to the sky, and then taking it to the other side. Warrior one, left knee bends deep. You'll be facing the back of your mat here, so just listen closely. Straighten out the front leg, folding the torso down into pyramid. Bend the front knee again, drop the right knee to the earth. Go back with your left hand this time to connect to the foot and pull it in. Breathing deep, enjoying the sensation. And then releasing the foot. Straighten out your front leg and fold on down. Then back into the lunge. And again, the half splits. Straighten the front leg and fold. Lifting up the back knee, open the hands back to the sky, the wide-legged stance, and then clasp those hands and take an exhale as you fold forward to the earth, stretching out the shoulders and hamstrings even more. Releasing the hands, take your hands to the front of the mat and glide your feet to the back for Ardha Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. In downward facing dog, we're going to take a few natural movements. You'll see me pedaling out my feet. You can sway your torso side to side. You can cat-cow your spine. You can really sink in deep and enjoy. With an inhale, glide forward to upward facing dog. Spread the heart open. The collarbones go wide. Pull the navel in. You can either gaze straight ahead or up. Once you get a nice release in the spine, come onto hands and knees at tabletop and move the spine like a snake would move, left and right. These natural, free, organic movements really encourage space in our body. Coming down onto our belly, we're going to work our shoulders here. So sticking your left arm out, perpendicular to the body. You can bend your right knee and roll it over the top. This is a great stretch for the shoulders, back, and chest. In poses like this, you want to relax and allow. Let's try the other side. So sticking your right arm out, directly perpendicular, and then bending your left knee, rolling it over top. Breathing deep. Shoulders, an area which on so many of us is extremely tight. We've got to give them some love. Coming out of the pose, again lifting into either Bhujangasana or Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. And then exhale, glide it back for three-limb dog. The right leg opens to the sky. And then you can bend your right knee, stack your right hip on top of the left, and send that foot all the way down to the earth into a Wild Thing pose, Kamatkarasana. You can either stay in Wild Thing as demonstrated, or if wheel is available in your practice, you may be able to spin all the way to wheel. Whether you're in wheel or Wild Thing, remember to breathe, pushing the earth away with the feet and hands, opening through the spine. On an exhale, we move out of our pose, back to down dog, gliding our right foot up between the hands, coming into warrior two. The right knee bends deep towards 90 degrees. Hands extend back and forward. On an inhale, reverse your warrior. So the right hand stretches up and back. And then with an exhale, extended side angle. Right hand to the earth on the inside edge of the foot. Left hand extends up and overhead. Breathe. On your next inhale, coming up to triangle pose. Straighten out your front leg, reaching your left hand way to the sky. And try to look up at those fingertips, finding a stretch and balance. Lengthening through the spine, connecting to this posture. An inhale brings you back up to warrior two. Feeling the poise. Windmill those arms down. Glide your right leg to the back of the mat into downward facing dog. On your next inhale, left leg goes to the sky. You can bend the knee, stack the hip, and then as you're ready, you can move into Wild Thing. So both feet connect to the earth. The left hand soars open. And again, as before, if you can flip your dog, you can make it all the way to wheel pose, Urdhva Dhanurasana. Enjoying wheel, enjoying Wild Thing. Your breath like a symphony guiding you through this practice. Slowly making your way out, just as you entered the pose, back to downward facing dog. And then the left leg glides between the hands, opening up this time to warrior two on the other side. Settling in for just a moment, feeling the power. And then reversing the warrior as the left hand glides open to the sky. A nice side body stretch. Left hand comes down, plants inside of the foot. Right hand reaches out and overhead. This extended side angle great to stretch out the side body. The next inhale brings you to Trikonasana, the triangle. So the front leg straightens out, getting a great hamstring stretch. Looking at your right fingers as they open towards the sky. Bending back into your front knee, sinking into Warrior Two. And on an exhale, windmill the arms down, glide the left leg back to downward facing dog. Such a potent stretch for the whole back line of the body. An inhale glides you forward, skipping a vinyasa straight to upward facing dog, really shining through the heart, making some space in the spine. And an exhale glides you back once again, Adho Mukha Svanasana. With an inhale, draw your right knee up between the hands. We're coming into Pigeon Pose, Kapotasana. You can either stay up or, as shown, fold right on down. We allowed our shoulders to get a deep release earlier on in the practice when we did our prone shoulder rolls. And now, stretching out the hips. Sitting in chairs, riding bikes, running, lifting weights. All of these activities tighten, close down the hips. So it's imperative we give them love. You can go ahead and lift your torso up, glide the right leg back, and we're coming into Vashisthasana or side plank pose. Show a few different variations here. You can keep the left knee down. You could do both legs straight and extended, or for some of you guys, you might extend the right leg up and hold on to the big toe. Go ahead and release out of your side plank nice and smooth, and we'll take Pigeon Pose on the next side. Left leg draws up, sinking into the hips. Unlike a yin or restorative yoga class, we won't be staying here all day. But as you move through this practice, if you feel poses that your body needs to hold longer, feel free to pause the video, or after we're done, take some of these. The pigeons, the prone shoulder rolls, so delicious, so incredible for the body to let go. On an inhale, we'll lift the torso up and out. And we're taking Vashisthasana or side plank on the next side. So again, you can do the variation with the knee down, or both legs nice and straight and extended. And for those of you who've got it, you can go and grasp the big toe and kick the heel of the foot all the way to the sky. You can feel your whole body working in a pose like this. Slowly releasing from your side plank, coming into down dog, and then you can either walk or float the feet up between the hands, and then you can walk the feet a bit wider than hip width distance and come into a squat. You can shake out the wrist, you can stretch out the fingers, especially after those side planks. The hands and wrists do a lot of work, so we want to give them some love here. Enjoying this squat is also so good for the hips. Trying to find a bind here, you can wrap your left arm around the front of your left knee. Your right hand comes back behind you. You try to clasp the hands, working the shoulders. Once you've done the left side, we'll try the right side. The right hand wraps in front of the right knee. Left hand goes back for a nice bind. And then releasing the bind, we're shifting forward into Crow Pose or Bakasana. So you can plant the hands into the earth, you can put your knees on your triceps and breathe. If you've got it, you can lift the legs into the sky for Adho Mukha Vrikshasana, the handstand. Try to really work on your line handstands. If you're still in the crow, breathing deep and free, doing your best to stabilize. If it's too much for you, feel free to stay in the squat. Slowly lowering out of your handstand or your crow, straighten out the legs and take a nice forward fold, Uttanasana. Right leg glides to the back of the mat, into the lunge. And then straighten out your front leg, stretching out the hammies even more. You can spin and pivot and move your front foot to stretch the different attachment points. And then reaching back with your left hand, bend your right knee and try to grasp the foot. And again, pulling the heel towards the glutes to get a deep stretch in those hip flexors. Releasing the foot, straightening out the front leg. You can stay here in the half splits, or if you haven't, by now as the body is warmed up, feel free to glide into the full front to back splits. Hanumanasana, the monkey pose. Making sure not to force in these intense stretches, being very compassionate in your practice. Picking up the legs again, we'll come into a high lunge or crescent lunge with the back knee lifted, sinking into the front knee. And then with a smooth float and control, we'll come into a modified warrior 3 with our hands at heart center, finding balance and stability on the left leg. Ardha Chandrasana, the half moon, so left hand touches the earth, right hand reaches the sky, and you try to stack your right hip on top of your left. Try to get long, smooth lines with a deep, fluid breath. Coming out of our balance, and back to the squat at the top of the mat, sinking through the hips, lengthening through the crown, breath still free and deep. And we'll go again into crow pose. Again, feel free to enjoy your crow. Some of us even try to straighten our arms out for a full crane or kakasana. As before, if you can lift into handstand, and it's in your practice, feel free to take it. Not at all obligatory. The crow may be plenty for you. As you enjoy your handstand or your crow, making sure you feel good. Coming out of handstand or crow, go ahead and take that forward fold, and then this time gliding our left leg back into a nice lunge. And half splits, straightening out your front leg. You can spin the foot left and right each way to wake up the hammy a bit more. And then back into the lunge. We're going for the foot. Right hand reaches back, collecting it, pulling it in lightly. And then slowly releasing the foot. You can come into the half splits again. As before, if you have it on this side, you can enter full Hanumanasana, monkey pose. You can keep your hands down for some support, or if you have it, the hands do reach up, palms together, lengthen through the spine. The half or full splits, a very deep pose, can be quite intense, so it's integral not to force. As you're ready, moving out of the splits mindfully, bending the right knee, back knee lifts, and then coming into the high crescent lunge. Sinking in deep here. As you're ready, hands come through heart, and we'll float away to warrior 3. Balancing on the right leg this time, feeling really strong and connected to the earth. Balancing poses can really challenge us. Opening up to half moon, Ardha Chandrasana, the right hand comes down, left hand opens to the sky, and breathe. Finding, feeling that connection. You feel the energy course through the whole body, temples to toes. Slowly coming out of your balance, setting both feet near each other, and then coming into your best squat, sinking the hips towards the earth. As you're ready, if you can use your hands, great, or not. See if you can mindfully sit down. And then we're coming into Baddha-Konasana, the bound angle pose. So bringing the soles of the feet to touch, the knees fall open. And then fold the forehead down towards the earth. This is a more restorative pose. one that releases tension in the hips and back. On an inhale, you can bring your torso up, and we'll come into Navasana, the boat pose. So extending your legs out in front of you. If you need to bend your knees a bit, that's all right. But straight legs is the most intense. Hands come up along, parallel with the earth. Breathing deep and lengthening through the crown of the head to get the most core engagement. Slowly on an exhale, you can lower out of boat pose. And we're going to come into one of my favorite twists, the Chandrasana. So you can bend your left knee and hook the heel alongside you. Right foot steps over top the left thigh. Pull your guts to the right side. And then hook your left elbow outside of the knee. Right hand back behind you, twisting. Inhales, you find greater length in the spine. Exhales, you find more depth in the twist. With an inhale, you can come out of the twist on this side. And go ahead and cradle the right leg like a baby. Another great stretch for the hips. This is a lovely pose to prep you in time for gliding that foot back behind your head. Luckily for you, we won't be going there today. We'll take Ardha Chandrasana on the other side, the half Lord of the Fishes twist. So bending the right knee, hooking the foot alongside the body, step the left foot across the thigh, and then hooking the right elbow outside of the left knee. Left hand plants, lengthen the crown, and then twist. You really want to look with your eyes where you're twisting to get the most benefit. Anatomically, the cervical spine has the most range of motion, twisting. So if we forget to look, we lose a lot of the twist through the spinal column. On an inhale, we bring ourselves back out, and then grabbing the left shin and cradling it like a baby, rocking side to side. Such a deep release in the hip and the glute. You want to try to keep your chest upright in this pose. Slowly releasing that leg, giving your legs a little shake, otherwise known as triggering. And then preparing for another classic pose. Bending the left knee, drawing it alongside you, the shin, and folding forward, forehead to the right shin. Breath is deep. As you practice these poses, it's important that you don't experience any discomfort in the knees. The knees are a very sensitive part of the body. If you feel pain, please feel free to back off or stop. Skip this pose or ones like it entirely. Always checking in with the quality and depth of each breath. As you're ready, you can bring yourself back up and out. Again, giving the legs a little shake just to give some kindness to the knees. And then we're going to bring our right leg, right foot into Ardha Padmasana, half lotus position. Preparing for a deep twist and a challenging bind for most people. Marichasen B. The twist of the seer Marichi. Once you get the right foot in the half lotus, you bend the left knee up and then try to bind the hands behind the back from the inside out. Left hand wraps in front, right hand wraps behind. Get the hands to clasp, lift, and twist, looking over the right shoulder. Coming back through center, we're going to hook our feet up into a full Padmasana, full Lotus Pose, just for a few breaths. If it feels comfortable, you can take a fold down, forehead to the earth. Really working deep into the hips. Inhale, coming out nice and smooth, no rush, being kind. And we're taking Navasana, the boat, once again. Except this time we're going to make it a little different, maybe a little more challenging. See if you can lower to low boat. And once you're there, you can kick those feet, pedaling them up and down. You really want to engage your core and feel the burn in the middle. See if you can glide back up to high boat. And then we're working towards Marichasan B on the next side. Hooking your left foot, left leg into the half lotus, Ardha Padmasana, and then bend the right knee up. Right hand wraps around the front of the right knee. Left hand wraps behind you. Sit tall and look over your left shoulder into the twist. For most of us, it is challenging here to keep the spine long and lengthening. But it's important we try to lift through the crown to get the full benefit. Releasing out of the Marichasan, coming into Padmasana, the Lotus Pose once again. It's important to even out the hips and practice the lotus with either side. If you've got a lotus press in your practice, feel free to take your hands down and lift the body off the earth, floating. Hands up and take a fold down. Inhale, coming up. And coming out of the lotus, let's shake out the hips a bit. Hands go back behind you, and you can windshield wiper the knees left and right. This is a great way to reset the low back and the pelvis, hips and the knees. And then planting the feet in front of us, we'll come into a reverse tabletop. So keep those hands planted and lift your pelvis to the sky. You want to get everything from the knees to the shoulders and the crown of the head parallel with the earth. Slowly coming out of the reverse tabletop, and we'll go straight to fish pose or Matsyasana. So taking the hands and tucking them underneath the glutes, wrap your elbows towards each other and then drop back. Your forearms and elbows create a shelf like table legs for the torso. The head can fall back, and it's a great way to open up the chest. Breathing into the heart. On an inhale, lift your head up and out. And slowly, mindfully remove the hands from beneath the glutes. You can either crawl and roll over the legs, or as I show, you can jump through to find yourself on your belly, coming into a modified Shavasana or Locust Pose with the hands bound near the glutes. Just for a few moments, and then prepare for Dhanurasana, the bow pose. You can grab the feet or the ankles and lift the toes up to the sky. Chest opens, crown of head reaches. Breathe. On an exhale, slowly releasing the grass, pushing the hands into the earth, really opening the heart, a deep back bend here, feeling the full space of this lovely back bend. Coming into Ardha Bekasana. You can lower and bend the left knee, grabbing onto it with the left hand, pulling the heel towards the glute. Let's try the other side. Bend the right knee, right hand goes back, pulling the foot down and in. Chest stays up. Slowly releasing the foot again. Strong press, mindfully. You can pick the torso up, and then we'll come into a deep frog stretch. So you can take the knees wide, the hips might sink all the way to the earth for those of us who are very open. So if you can get your chest and chin down to the mat, and then breathe, allowing the deep stretch in the groin, the pelvis. On an inhale, using the hands to press yourself up and out very mindfully, and then bringing the knees and heels together and sitting back into a lovely hero's pose. As you're ready, we're going to work the shoulders a bit here. Of course, the knees and thighs are being worked just from sitting in this position. You can take your left hand up between the shoulder blades, right hand over top, Bind the hands together and then find some movement here. So move the body left and right, circle, get some cat-cow motions, and breathe. Once you've done the left side, we'll open up into cow arms. So we're the right arm on top of the left. Bind the arms and work those shoulders. Right hand then crawls up between the shoulder blades. Left hand goes back and we find a nice bind, interlacing the fingers. Once you've found it, remember to breathe deep and free, and then move left and right, opening the body and the shoulders in different ways. Slowly releasing, this time taking the eagle arms the other way, left arm on top of right, moving the arms up and down each way to wake those shoulders up even more. Make sure the knees feel alright sitting like this, and we're coming up into Camel Pose, Ustrasana. So pelvis to the front, chest opens to the sky. You can leave your hands on your hips just above the glutes, or some of us may even take the hands down to the heels. I do not show it, but if you have it in your practice, feel free to drop even deeper and let the head descend to the mat. With an inhale, we release from camel, being very mindful, core engaged, and then jumping back through and allowing yourself to roll down all the way to the mat, onto your back. From here, we're going to take a full body stretch. So taking the body long, taking a deep breath in, huge stretch, and let it all go. Hugging your right knee into your chest, and then using your left hand to pull the knee across the body down to the left into a twist. Twisting is so healthy for the spine, allowing the body to merely be. All of the work we put in today is wrung out here in this twist. With an inhale, slowly release, drawing the leg back across, untwisting, and we'll take it on the other side, hugging the left knee into the chest, and then using your right hand to draw it across the body down to the right side. Enjoy. It's you, your breath. The practice of yoga is so profound for healing, both physical and mental. With an inhale, drawing it back smooth and slow. And we'll hug both knees into the chest this time, giving them a big squeeze and making yourself nice and small. You can either stay there or enjoy Happy Baby, Ananda Balasana, by grasping onto the big toes or inner or outer edges of the feet and pulling the knees towards the armpits. You can rock a bit side to side, massaging the back. You can stay there, or if you're ready for plow pose, you can take your legs all the way back behind you, sinking into plow, Halasana. If you want an extra shoulder stretch, you can try to clasp your hands behind your back, pressing the arms straight in front of you. Or you can take your hands to the low back, supporting yourself there. Either way, the breath is deep, the mind is calm. Slowly rolling out of plow, allowing the feet to plant onto the earth, and then let both knees drop open wide into supine bound angle. The soles of the feet glue together, breathing into the pelvis and the low back. With an exhale, releasing the legs all the way long. getting set up for our final pose, Shavasana. But first, reach the hands back behind the head, taking a full body stretch. A huge inhale here fills the lungs with fresh air. And then open the mouth and sigh. We're in our final pose now. Shavasana, the ultimate pose of relaxation, of easiness, of peace. Allow yourself to truly let go. And the mind quiets and the body stills. Every fiber of your being, temples to toes, dissolves. Breathe and be. Stay in this pose as long as you'd like. Namaste.